Friends, we will revise what we have learned in last 3 days. Today we will learn about reproduction. Right? We have seen that organisms all around us produce their offsprings. This is known as reproduction. We will learn more about reproduction now. In this video, we will learn about the importance of reproduction.
We know that many biological processes like respiration and nutrition are essential for living beings to survive. Reproduction is the biological process by which new organisms are produced by their parents. These new organisms are called offspring. Reproduction is essential to maintain life on Earth. What would happen if living organisms did not reproduce? Do you think so many plants and animals would exist if they did not reproduce? For example, the lifespan of a butterfly is about 12 months. This means one butterfly can only live up to a year. If butterflies did not reproduce, new butterflies would not have been born, and there would be no butterflies on our planet after a point in time. All living organisms have the ability to reproduce. This ability is important for the continuity of life on Earth. Dogs also reproduce. They give birth to puppies that later grow on to become adult dogs. Cows give birth to calves, which grow up to become adult cows. Hens lay eggs, which hatch to produce chicks. These chicks then grow up to be hens. Even microorganisms such as bacteria and algae go through the cycle of reproduction to produce more microorganisms. We exist on this planet because humans have reproduced generation after generation. It is because of reproduction that we have a wonderful and diverse ecosystem of living beings around us. Otherwise, life as we know it would not exist.
Students, organisms reproduce by two methods: sexual or asexual reproduction. This we will understand by seeing next video. Let us watch video to understand two methods of asexual reproduction first.
Asexual reproduction. Seema was reading about Hydra and amoeba. She became curious and went to her father's lab to study the sample of water that her father had collected from a nearby pond to observe Hydra and amoeba. She prepared a slide to examine them under a microscope. She saw one Hydra and two amoebae under the microscope. After 2 days, when she examined again, she found many Hydrae and amoeba. Seema is confused about how they increased in number. Do you know why the number of amoeba and Hydra increased? Let's find out. We have already learned that a few plants like potatoes and roses reproduce asexually. Similarly, there are smaller animals and microorganisms that can reproduce asexually. In asexual reproduction, organisms do not need two parents to reproduce. A single parent can produce an offspring. There are two types of asexual reproduction: budding and binary fission. Now, let's understand both of these processes with the help of Hydra and amoeba. Hydra undergoes budding, whereas amoeba undergoes binary fission. Let's start with budding in Hydra. Hydra is a and make more cells. The bud obtains nutrition from the parent. Once mature, the bud breaks away from the parent hydra and becomes a new individual. Budding is a slow process. This is why after 2 days, Seema saw fewer hydra under the microscope. The hydra are identical to the parent hydra, which means they are just copies of the parent hydra and they have the same genetic information as the parent hydra. Like hydra, jellyfish also reproduce through budding. Let us now see binary fission in amoeba. Amoebae are unicellular organisms that also live in freshwater sources. To reproduce by binary fission, first the nucleus of an amoeba divides into two nuclei. Then the cytoplasm splits, forming two identical amoebae. Binary fission is quicker than budding. This is why after 2 days, Seema saw many amoebae under the microscope. The amoebae are identical to the first amoeba that reproduced. That is, they all carry the same genetic information as the first amoeba. Like amoebae, unicellular organisms like bacteria also reproduce very quickly through binary fission. So now Seema knows why she found so many hydra and amoebae in the water after 2 days. This is because of two types of asexual reproduction in organisms, budding and binary fission.
Students, now we will understand about the sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, an offspring is produced from two parents, a male and a female. As we have learned, many organisms reproduce through the process of sexual reproduction. For example, in monkeys, an offspring is reproduced by a male monkey and a female monkey. In elephants also, an offspring is produced by a male elephant and a female elephant. Sexual reproduction happens in 4 stages. Number 1 is production of gametes. Number 2, fertilization. Number 3, development of the embryo. Number 4, birth of the offspring. Now let us understand how the first 2 stages that occur in humans. The first stage is the production of male and female gametes. Production of gametes. Gametes are the reproductive cells of an organism. They are produced in the reproductive organs, right? The male gamete is produced by the male reproductive system. It is known as a sperm. The female gamete is reproduced by a female reproductive system. It is known as ovum. Now the fertilization. The second stage of sexual reproduction is fertilization. After the production of gamete, the male and female gametes fuse together to form zygote. This is called fertilization. The zygote is a single-celled fertilized egg. It develops into develops to produce an offspring. How is the zygote a single cell when it is formed through the fusion of two cells, a sperm and an ovum? When a sperm and an ovum fuse, their nuclei fuse together to form one single nucleus. Thus, the resulting zygote is a single cell with one nucleus. During fertilization, the nuclei of the male parent and the female parent fuse together. The zygote thus formed contains the genetic information of the mother and the father. This zygote develops into an offspring which inherits some characteristics of mother and some from father. So what we have learned, that you can see in this picture,